Welcome back to the Mountain Morning Show. So pleased to have in studio Lita Green. She has several titles. One, a very important one, mother,
right?
Speaker, author, and also makeup artist joining us. How are you this morning,
It's
Lita?
excellent to be here, Chelsea. Thank you for having me.
I'm so pleased to have you here. This topic is one of discussion that I think we all often hear the other side of, about, you know, bullying, like bullying others. But we're going to be talking about self-bullying this morning. But first, let's get into a little bit of your background and what brought you to your certain place in life right now, doing this profession. You, like I mentioned, you have so many different titles. You're a busy woman, to say the least.
I am busy, but I have an amazing support with my family. So I was like the typical kid. We're insecure. We have our confidence issues. Grandma used to tell me I was ugly and that nobody would love me.
Really?
It's okay, because, you know, I've got a whole, you know, thanks, Grandma. It gave me like a reason to overcome and kind of look at who I really was. But I had a bicycle accident when I was in the 3rd grade, and I flew 30 feet and landed on my face, leaving me with 3 fake teeth. One, we just couldn't repair. We just didn't have the money. So just this big gap right here. And 82 stitches and red rashy skin. And every time I'd look in the mirror, I was like, I really am this ugly. I really am this dumb. And that, what was missing, became the justification for my self-thoughts. You know, repeating every negative thing that I had ever heard or felt or in the media that I had seen. I knew it applied to me. And it was just there every time. Couldn't smile like this. So I'm in a car accident a couple years ago, and
oh my gosh, she did this. I don't know if you guys can, there's like a little hole that she can take out her tooth.
You know, and
I had a mini freak out when you showed me this when she walked in the green room. I was like, oh my gosh. She's like, yeah, I'm sharing this with you so you don't
right,
freak
so she doesn't like pee her pants on TV.
I wasn't expecting it, but clearly.
But, you know, I come home from the dentist and I'm like, wow, here's my childhood trauma right here again. I feel totally different about it. And it's because of how I retrained how I think about myself. And so, you know, I get to delight small children.
I bet you have the best Halloween costumes ever.
It's epic. My husband wants it to get fixed. We're kind of sad. I'm like, honey, it's hot. It's hot.
This is like part of me. This is like who I am now.
Well, that's the thing is,
like, you've like owned that.
You know, we all have something a little off, and it's become an asset to me. It's because something that I really enjoy. You know, people are like, oh, I'm so ugly. You know, as a makeup artist, we got to leave extra time because my nose. And I'm like, yes, let's focus on one thing that's wrong. You know, let's focus on the one little thing, and that's what we do with our self-bullying. How can we expect our children to be kind to other people? How can we expect ourselves to be kind to other people if we're not being kind to ourselves? We're not being a friend to ourselves.
Clearly, I think this is one of those discussions we're not having enough of. Like I said, we're always talking about being nice to other people, making
put
sure
on our
that your
facade.
making sure
you know, make sure you say the right and do the right things.
Yes, you don't want to offend anyone or any of that. But this pressure that we put on ourselves is clearly unrealistic. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, I completely agree. I mean, I am a size 12. Oh my heavens, I just said that on TV. And I'm still a beautiful and amazing woman. That is considered overweight. If you look at our models, you know, the plus size models are 14, you know, a size 14. That's the average size of a woman in America. And so all of these girls that we have, like myself, that I was 5'9" at 13. I had size 10 feet. I could bench 165 pounds. I was not the model, and I thought I was so awkward and different and weird. Yeah, a lot of my peers were like that, but I thought they were all prettier. I thought they were all smarter. They were all better because of what was happening in my self-talk and our comparisons that we get caught up in.
Yeah, and along with those comparisons, expectations, you mentioned the media as being one of those sources. Where else do these expectations come from, and how can we sort of I see that through a clearer lens, because we're feeding ourselves so much garbage.
Well, we want to be cool. We want to be with the in crowd instead of celebrating our individuality with things that make us different. I heard a line one time that I loved that said the things that get you teased when you're a kid are the things that make you cool when you're an adult. So yeah, I got teased for my fake teeth. But now, you know, I mean, when they hire me as a speaker, they're like, will you do the tooth wiggle?
The tooth thing?
So
oh my gosh.
I would go around saying, honey, we can't afford to get it fixed.
I know, right? Use that as your reason.
Yeah, I mean, come on. I mean, everybody else has perfect teeth. I mean, look at these pearly whites, right?
No, I actually was saying I have a fake tooth too. I can't take mine out, but mine's like down here in the bottom. I don't know if I'd
I'm so sorry that it's not in the front.
I'm not as cool. We
right,
like,
yeah.
You know,
oh, wait, we got caught in a comparison.
I know, right? Oh,
yeah,
gosh.
tooth coveting.
Tooth coveting, if only. But let's talk about more about how we can fix this problem with ourselves. Like I said, we're so good about identifying it in other people or making sure that others, you know, aren't bullying or calling that out. But when it comes to ourselves, how can we stop this?
So I have an exercise that I call Vanity Prayers.
All right.
So every morning when I'm getting dressed, and this morning I was like, I'm going to be so awesome, and I'm getting myself all ready. And I don't say anything to myself looking into my subconscious mind that has no sense of humor, that doesn't know the truth between a lie or truth, right? It believes exactly what I tell it. So if I say I have no self-control, it goes, let's just eat the whole pan of brownies. And then we're shaming ourselves later, and we're focusing all on what we're doing wrong and what's wrong with us, instead of turning, you know, they've done this exercise where they talk mean to molecules of water, and the molecules that were talked to mean went gray and black, and the ones that they talked to nicely, you're pretty, you're awesome, you're amazing, actually like beautiful little snowflakes.
Is that real?
Yes,
I don't even
that is real. It is so real. You could do that at home. Like, just get some water and do this and put some salt with it or something. But what are we? We're mostly water. So if we're sitting there shaming ourselves and we go, oh, I shouldn't shame myself, and I should lose weight, and I should be better, and I can't, and we're just putting all of the focus into what's wrong with us instead of just saying, you know what? I'm not going to focus on what's missing, what I think is wrong about me. I'm going to focus on what is right. And I'm going to have to do that. Now, our brains, they have little neural pathways that are like, you know, trails. And it's hard to get off the trail. It takes not just, oh, I got to do it. I went to a seminar. I feel good about myself. Now I got to do it. It's retraining our brains into thinking that. And so, of course, as a makeup artist, you know, I say when you're getting ready, and, you know, men, they're like, okay. But that's like 30 seconds at least. And brushing your teeth, as I tell my children, 2 minutes, no less than 2 minutes. So you've got at least 2.5 minutes in the bathroom that you were just there. And we can multitask simple activities. So how about when we go in there, instead of, I'm fat, I'm ugly, I'm not pretty enough, oh, I want to be like this, I wanted to be my petite blonde sister. Well, she's beautiful, I'm beautiful, but I didn't see it because of what my brain was practiced at thinking. So every day so this becomes a symbol of the internal work I did, not that I got to put on my front. I got to be enough. I really do like me. I really like who I am because I have practiced that.
But Lita, how do you get over that still? Because I mean, this is such an amazing practice that we can do, but just starting that, I think for many people would be difficult.
It is.
Especially if they've fed themselves or fed ourselves so much self-hate. How do you get over that initially?
Plugging my book.
Yes, tell us about your book.
I give 15 steps in my book, How to Embrace Your Inner Hotness, of how to really implement this and really weed out that thinking. But it's really simple. I mean, truth is simple, isn't it? It's lots of people have written books about how to be positive, and these are my steps to do it. But it's really just, okay, one step at a time. You know, we've heard of affirmations.
Sure.
We've heard of all of that, and you know, who has time to be that zen? Well, we're all brushing our teeth, a lot of us are putting on makeup, we're getting dressed, and most of the time, most of us are thinking so negatively. I have taken thousands of women to the mirror, either as an image consultant or a makeup artist, and they can't look at themselves in the mirror. But we are the heart of the people that love us. And you know, I say that I'm a speaker, author, makeup artist, and mom because all of those things feed what's most important about me. You know, if I'm not being kind to myself, by the time my kids and my husband are home, I'm going to be like,
and it'll feed into them too.
Right, and then I'm like, oh, I yelled at my kids, or I was mean, or I wasn't a good wife, or you know, and my list of self-bullying.
Then it becomes a cycle of just
and then I should be better. I should be better. Putting it aside and just, I like my eyes. Just starting with something really simple. You know, starting with what you do like. You know, I'm prepared. I'm going to do well.
So it sounds like you said, truth is simple, and starting with those simple things instead of saying, oh my gosh, I just shouldn't have had that, whatever I ate last night, or oh my gosh, my eyes are so big. Like, start with something positive about yourself. And
just
go
a little bit.
there.
And now I have completely convinced myself and the world that I am hot. I am called hotness.
And the book, I don't know if you guys saw it, hold up the book for us. Read the title.
So, How to Embrace Your Inner Hotness.
I love that. Where can we find out more about you online?
So, Leta Green, L-E-T-A, green like the color with an E on the end.com.
Excellent. Well, Leta, thank you so much for joining us here this morning. And I think having you here on a Monday morning, which, you know, for some reason tends to have us all on a weird foot anyway, to kind of kick things off right. So thank you so much.
It was wonderful to be here. Thank you.
Thank you very
so everyone,
much.
Start your vanity prayers.
Yep, vanity prayers. Be positive, you guys. Thank you so much. Leta Green, author, speaker, mom, and makeup artist. Did I get it all?
Yes,
I got most of it. And like, what would I call this? Yeah.
I guess the tooth wiggler.
The tooth wiggler. There you go. Thank you so much, Leta. Nice to have you here. We're going to go to a commercial break. When we get back, we're talking about much more, including an organization called Fight the New Drug, about the harmful effects of pornography.
Awesome.